everybody, it's Stacey Soble, and I'm back with another edition of what we're going to have a Data-Driven 2021. And today we have a very special friend of ours, April McDaniel. She's our favorite CPA from Kopsa, Otte, and they specialize in doing taxes for salons. That's one of the areas that they specialize in. So she knows a lot of what's happened for the last year with salons and funding and things like that. So April, you're going to talk at Data Driven and basically be there as a reference for people, answer a lot of their questions. But what has been some of the challenges in the last year with the pandemic and getting some of these loans in when it comes to doing your taxes?
Sure. Well, thanks a lot, Stacey, for having me. I'm excited to be a part of Data Driven this year. I'm really excited that it's going to be in person. So, COVID presented a lot of really big challenges, and I'm fully aware of the challenges that it created for our salon owners. Just having to address the different things with the pandemic in-house, but on the financial statement side of things, it presented a lot of challenges too. And we have been working really hard over the last 18 months. Actually, we're probably headed into about 2 years' time, looking at these different programs that were available. The PPP-1 loans were initially not going to be, or were going to be taxable. Then they weren't taxable. And then finally at the last hour, December 26th, decided that they are not taxable. The impact that has on the financial statements is sometimes different on the federal side of things than the state side of things. Of course, that opened up the employee retention credit as a possible credit for business owners that prior to that, they were not eligible for. So we've been working really hard trying to make sure that salon owners do get those credits if they are eligible for those. And then that also extended those credits as well as offered them the PPP-2 loan in 2021. So it's been fun and interesting. We like to say taxes are fun. And I say that a little bit reluctantly this year because it's definitely been a challenge. While the salon owners have had challenges, we've also had challenges trying to keep up with it. We're at the time right now where we're working on extended tax returns. Those deadlines are coming. So we'll talk about that, I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be people that have questions about things they need to do to be ready for that. I'm just really excited to share what we've learned. A lot of our owners too have more cash than they've ever had in the past. And that's courtesy to these pandemic programs. And we're getting a lot of questions about what to do with that. So I hope to share that information and just be there to answer questions. I know it's a space where it isn't very comfortable for a lot of people, and we enjoy it. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Well, taxes is not a topic most people find fun. So it's good that your CPA does find it fun. I know we featured you on some of our webinars during the pandemic. And at the time, I think it was a struggle for your firm to just keep on top of the daily changes that the government was and wasn't doing it. And not, that they weren't answering questions about what some of these programs were about. So is it most of that calmed down? Is it not changing as rapidly as it was before?
It isn't changing as rapidly as it was. And because we went through the growing pains of all the changes happening with Paycheck Protection Plan number 1, Paycheck Protection Plan number 2 seems to be almost a much easier process. So that is good. And the employee retention credit also, they really outline things a lot better. I know that it's not really the fault of our fearless leaders in Washington. They were doing the best that they could to get things out to us. But you're right, as things changed, it was a challenge. I would say probably our workload grew by 30%. And that was because of the programs that we were, attempting to monitor and manage, make sure we were letting people know about them, educating our clients, educating our newsletter listing, which is well over 2,000 now. So it has been a challenge. We are, I would say, pretty close to caught up now, which is great. It's a good feeling, but we'll feel a lot better when we finish out the 20 tax returns and can start moving on to looking at 2021 a little bit closer. on that note, I would tell you that, there are a lot of tax proposals out there right now under the Biden administration that we are also looking at and trying to keep our clients up to date on. And that's something that I'm sure I'll get some questions about too. I look forward to answering those questions. Of course, those aren't laws yet, but you should be aware of them, so you can be prepared if you need to make movements.
And what do those proposed legislations entail? What are
Yeah,
some of the
so
things owners should be aware of?
there are right now a lot of the programs. Actually, there's three main ones: the American Family Plan, the STEP Act, and then the 99.5% Act. And the American Families Plan has a variety of different things that impact the personal return that we can get into. But the bigger things really are in the 99.5% Act and the STEP Act. Those two relate to the estate and gift tax, as well as a new thing called a transfer tax. These are really big deals. They're not good for the higher income individuals. And so of course it's called the 99.5% Act because what they're aiming to do is tax the rich. So the 0.5%, and I'm not very political, and so I try not to have good or bad opinions about things. But when I look at it, it is quite scary, especially for those individuals that own a lot of assets, possibly could be doing some succession and selling some of those things. So lots of things to be thinking about, mostly just to be informed. So if your tax accountant says it's time to move, it's time to change, you're prepared to do that. It's better to know it and be comfortable with it rather than trying to learn it.
Be surprised by it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So lots
Well,
going on.
April, thank you so much. I love that you have the Salon Today 200 behind you.
Yeah.
You've always been a big supporter, and I know that our owners are going to come with lots of questions for you at Data Driven.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you.
And to let everybody know, Data Driven is co-located at America's Beauty Show this year, September 12th and 13th. And we can't wait to see April there and everyone else. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Stacey. It's a pleasure. Bye, everybody. See you there.